So I call him and he's real quiet on the phone. And I knew something wasn't right because I was like, you know what, whatever it is, he better confess to me right now because I'm going to find out. She's back. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, I'm gonna do a story time, but I haven't done story times in so long, so I don't even know like how this is going to work. But instead of just being like, oh my god, you guys, like I know, like where have I been, da, da, da. I'm just gonna put like a bunch of story times in like that's happened in the past few years, because usually I share like old story times, but this story time I think is like 2021. So I'm gonna just start telling you guys story times so that you guys know what I've been going through, like how my life has been. All right, so me and old man, we were dating. And this gonna be story time on our first ever breakup, like our first ever big fight. We never had a big fight before. Like he always just listened to what I said and then like that's the story. So one day he's like thinking about like other like things to invest in, business ventures and things like that. So and stuff like that. So helped him with things, and he'll even tell you like, oh my god, like yeah, Chanel is the reason I am the man I am today, which is good. So boom, helping him with different things or whatever. And we're gonna call this dude Stanley. So Stanley, like he has a business in like trucking or whatever. I'm not sure, like I never trusted him. Stanley was like a shady character or whatever, but he met Stanley through one of his like best friends. So old man comes to me and he's like, yeah, so Stanley thinks it'll be a great investment because he has a trucking company. If I like, you know, give him like, I don't know, it was like $25,000 or something like that. I'm telling you, it was some number like that. He was like $25,000. Keep in mind, this is 2021. This is before inflation. So $25,000. Sir, please. And he's like, for his trucking business, so he can get like a big, like a 16-wheeler truck. I don't know what they're called, right? So I'm like, if he has a trucking business and he needs $25,000 for like to get the truck, he doesn't have a trucking business. If he has a trucking business and he needs, I'm about to go very Dr. Umar on him. If he has a trucking business and he needs $25,000 to get the truck, he doesn't have a trucking business. He's using you. I'm addicted to concealer. And when it comes out years later, when they're like concealer blindness and people start talking about me, I'm not even gonna be offended because like I'm addicted to concealer. So anyway, I'm asking around town. Everybody's telling me like, hey, Stanley is shady as fuck. Don't deal with Stanley, blah, blah, blah. So I'm telling him, I'm like, I don't know if your other friend or whatever is in on the scam, but something like is in on the scam, but something is not right. Something is not right about this. And I cannot put my acrylic nail on it, but I don't trust this Stanley character, right? So old man is like, okay, I believe you. Like, yeah, the Stanley guy is shady, like blah, blah, blah. And keep in mind, I worry about old man because he has been scammed by bigger and better corporations than Stanley and the people. So Stanley like started inviting him out to like Nigerian like brunches and different things like that and like clubs, and old man doesn't go to the club, so he wasn't like going to the clubs and stuff like that. But I just felt like he was trying to invite him to those places to like butter him up or whatever, but he doesn't know old man because old man really don't do stuff like that. So he wasn't going to those places. But I was just taking notes and I'm like, okay, so you're still talking to Stanley, right? So months go by, like a few months go by, and I actually find out that I have a tumor. I know. Cue the violin. And I'm like really sad about it and stuff like that. And I'm scared and I'm nervous. And I told my family and stuff like that. And they were like, okay. It was a lot that went in between. But it was a lot of like advocating for myself. And like I was like really stressed. And during that time, like I wasn't really keeping tabs on like if old man was still friends with Stanley. Anyway, so I go have lunch with a associate of mine. I'm like not cool with, I'm not friends with the person anymore, but like let's just say her name is Diane. So I go have lunch with Diane. She started telling me like a story about something that she has seen on Facebook, and she's like, this guy is like super shady. He's like scamming a bunch of people, blah blah blah, like all this other stuff. And I'm like, show me a picture of this dude or whatever, right? So, cause she's telling me a story and he sounds so familiar. So she shows me a picture of the dude, and Lord behold, who do y'all think it is? It's Stanley. So I'm like, I see this, I'm like, oh my God. So I send it to old man. I'm like, hey, I'm so happy that you didn't like deal with Stanley, because look at this. Like, look at him scamming people with the same old trucking business bullshit or whatever that's fake, you know? Sorry. So I don't get a response from him.
All love. But I'm waiting for you to say I was right.
Or whatever, right? And like times go by, I don't think anything of it, because like, again, I'm at brunch or whatever. You know, time is still going by. So I'm like, after brunch, let me call him. So I call him, and he's real quiet on the phone. And I knew something wasn't right, because I was like, you know what, whatever it is, he better confess to me right now, because I'm going to find out. So I kind of knew what it was, but I just didn't want it to be true. Do you get what I'm saying? Like my heart was sinking. So I was like, why are you so quiet? Like, because I know him. I'm like, why are you so quiet? He's like, because he calls me love bug. He's like, love bug. I'm like, you gave him the money, right? You gave him the money. And I was like, how much fucking money did you give him? I'm trying to be nice, but I really didn't have any like niceness left in me, because I told you that this guy was a scammer, and you don't listen. You don't listen. So also, if someone scams, and honestly, we're just gonna do a little bit more concealer. I know I'm always doing concealer, but like, let's just do a little bit more concealer and then do a little bit of concealer on the nose. And a little concealer here. Never heard of it. So if someone scams him, they're scamming me, because that's money that I could be spending. Bags, shoes, clothes, travel. Hello. So I was highly upset. And he's like, so we're on the phone. And he's like, I was like, how much did you give him? Like, how much did he scam you for? I don't need you. He was like, I don't want you to be like negative. I don't need you like yelling at me, blah, blah, blah. So I'm basically like, no, I don't want to talk in person. Like, tell me, how much did you give him? I was like, did you give him $25,000? He's like, no, I didn't give him $25,000. Okay, how much did you give him? So I start calling him out his name. And no, I'm not happy about this. But like, I was so frustrated, because I mean, really no excuse for calling like your significant other out of their name. But I was really upset about this. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you listen to me? So yeah, I started calling him out of his name, and I started calling him like trigger words, like the B word, several times, probably 10 times back to back. It was like, you stupid, like, you're so fucking like, and calling him dumb, and just, yeah. And telling him like, yeah, you're fucking dumb. Because I'm cussing him out and stuff, he hangs up on me. And he sends me a text later on, and he's like, oh, when I need you the most, like, you're not there for me. I feel like I was being gaslit. Because, like, honestly, when I needed you not to send somebody $25,000, you still fucking sent it. Even though it didn't end up being $25,000, but we'll get to that. So he's like, and you're yelling at me and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I can't believe you called me out of my name, and I can't believe you called me a bitch and all those other things. And I'm like, it's true, because I've never called him that. But I've never been so mad. And again, no excuse. Don't call your significant others B words. This is actually quite offensive. So keep in mind, you guys, I have a surgery scheduled to get a whole ass tumor removed. Okay? So this should be all about Chanel. This should be all about me. Like, I should be the priority right now, because I'm the one that's supposed to be going through it. But then instead, I'm sitting here worried sick, because I was like, after the surgery, are you in ruins? Like, because $90,000, like, I was just so confused, right? You know what? At the time, I was even making TikToks about the situation. Like, it was like, if your man goes broke, will you leave him? And like, I was like, don't ask me nothing stupid like that, because basically I would leave him. And I was making those fucking subliminal TikToks to his ass, because yes, if you're poor and it's literally your fault, I'm not staying here to struggle with you.
Y'all already know what I'm about to say, and when I say it, y'all gonna be mad
or whatever, because me, I'm not. Like, that's not my husband. It's not through sickness and health. Like, no. So, and even then, husbands get left too. So I sent him another nasty text message, because at this point I'm just fed up. I'm like, how much was it? Because I didn't believe when he had told me. He was like, oh, it was only $5,000. I didn't believe him. So then he finally tells me the truth and like sends me like the confirmation of everything or whatever, and it's like $7,000 or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I kind of just didn't say anything, because I was like, so. But time goes by. Like, we're having dinner. He was like, oh, I just feel like you still haven't apologized. He was like, I just feel like you haven't apologized for calling me the B word. Like, I would never call you out your name. any problem that you have, it's always been us against the problem. And like he was like, it's always been us against the problem. And he was like, I would never call you out your name, which he hasn't. He's never called me out his name. He's never even raised his voice at me. So I understood where he was coming from. But at the same time, I'm like, sir, I'm giving you grace. I'm giving you grace because you let somebody scam you. And let me tell you something, this is not like the first time that he's done something like this. Like, let's fast forward a little bit. He still hasn't learned his lesson. Because when Beyonce went on tour, he was trying to buy tickets because, you know, it was so hard to get the Beyonce tickets and stuff like that. He was trying to buy tickets on Facebook Market from like a person who literally looked like they printed out some damn fucking tickets. So if you guys are looking for somebody to scam, it's that man. Like, literally, they were trying to sell him $2,000 tickets. It was just like a piece of paper. Like, somebody wrote on a piece of paper that said Beyonce ticket, floor seats. I promise you, I wish I could find the screenshot to show y'all. I'm not even exaggerating. It didn't look legitimate at all. So it's not like he learned his lesson fast forward to the future. Anytime in between time, he called himself standing on business because I ended up sending him a screenshot of this bag that I wanted. And yeah, I don't care. After you got scammed, that's your problem, okay? I still need a bag for my vacay because I wanted this Givenchy tote bag that was like wicker, or maybe it was Burberry, whatever. Wicker bag or whatever. He doesn't respond to it, right? And he's like, I'll respond to it when I get the apology for calling me out of my name. So, do you think I apologized? I ended up apologizing. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry for calling you out your name. I was just frustrated about the situation. And plus, you didn't listen to my advice. And it's like, you didn't listen to me because I was a woman or whatever. I was trying to like flip the script on him or whatever. And he wasn't falling for it and whatever. So then he texts me as if he was watching like some type of, I don't know. He was like, oh, yeah, I think we need to take a break.
What? What did he say?
And I was like, oh, okay. So let's take a break or whatever. Like, so time goes by and we're like taking the break and my surgery is scheduled. He does not show up to my surgery. He does not call me on my surgery day. So my sister texts him and is like, hey, like, I know you guys are going through things or whatever, but like, this is crazy. So he texts my sister back. He's like, oh, well, we're not together anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay. So you get scammed and it's my fault because of how I reacted to you getting, like, cut the bullshit. I said, oh, we're not together anymore. I have 3 phones. Not 1, not 2, 3 phones. Changed all the numbers that day as soon as I got out of surgery. Well, actually, as soon as I got out of surgery, I asked the surgeon. I asked the dude that removed the tumor. I said, okay, check to see if it's cancerous. If it's not cancerous, then y'all need to hit me up and let me know that I'm okay to go get surgery because I was going to Colombia, okay? So I was like, let me know. Can I go ahead and get the... Like, literally, you can ask my sisters. As soon as I got off the table, I was like, can I get lipo? Like, when can I get lipo? When can I get lipo? I changed every single one of my numbers. I blocked them off of everything. We're done. We're done. If we're done, we're done. That's real cute. No, we're done. Like, I'm moving on. Like,
And I'm going to touch your hand when I say this. When I said that you're not special, I meant that.
like, this the thing. Even now, I just want to be honest with you guys. It's never my loss. I even said this on Patreon about something else just recently about my cyber friend that I was speaking highly of not too long ago. But y'all gotta go to Patreon and look at that tea. Because I might do a story time on that, like, way, way ahead. But like, I have never chased a man. Okay? And yeah, I do think that there's certain people that are not replaceable. But like, every time I lose one, I bounce back with 2. How you think I got used? Somebody got laid off? No, I'm just playing. But like, no, for real, like, I don't even think like that. I don't think like, oh, I'm going to leave and I'm going to go find somebody else. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to live my life. And if another person come and spend money on me, great. But like, for you to think, like, oh, you're punishing me. Like, I don't know what type of, what's the name he was. And you guys can say that I'm wrong. He's wrong. It doesn't matter who's wrong because this story is like old. And we did move past this, but I just, like, he's wrong, I'm wrong, like, you guys tell me at the end of this, but I just find it so funny that he thought, like, oh yeah, I'm about to teach her a lesson and not show up to an actual surgery, like, not even lipo, like, it was a real, life-threatening surgery. Well, I don't know if it was life-threatening, they said it was going to be an easy surgery, but I don't care. His sister and my sister go to the same church. So his sister starts asking my sister, like, hey, what's going on, like, with them, like, blah, 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 blah. And my sister's like, well, they broke up, you know, they're not together anymore. And if anybody wants to know, like, our families do know each other. Like, so that would, remember that. Remember the sister asked my sister, and my sister told him, like, they're broken up. She's like, oh, okay, you know, I'll try to reach out to Chanel, but I didn't give them my number. Because, like, once we're done, we're done. What's your family need my number for? So, I'm moving on. And when I say I'm moving on, like, as soon as my tumor healed, I think the day, and don't quote me, and do as I say, not as I do. I think the day that I got out of surgery, I went to the club. The day that the tumor was, I went to the club. And I was like, I think I did. I think I was at the club. I cannot make this up, y'all. I think I went out that night. I cannot make this up. Anyway, I was living life on the edge. But nonetheless, I'm gonna just put a little bit more powder here, you guys. Ignore that this is so dirty, please. He's not in my life no more. Like, if you didn't come to my surgery, it's over. We're done. Anyway, so he starts hitting up everybody. He starts going to my sister's church, right? Because there's no way that he can get in contact with me because you better not come into my house. So he starts going to my sister's church with his sister or whatever, and then just like stopping by and being like, oh, how's Chanel doing? Blah. So he's like, yeah, how's Chanel doing? Like, blah, blah, blah. My sister's like, you know, she's doing her. As thank you, September, for saying that. I'm doing me. So anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna kind of fast forward. Then, like, all of a sudden, gifts started arriving at my door. Flowers, like a bunch of stuff started arriving at my door. Jewelry, different things, like, through the mail. Everything starts arriving at my door or whatever. And it's from him, of course, duh. But I'm like, I don't care. Like, I literally was saying, like, I don't care. I'm never getting back with you. Like, when I'm telling you stand on business, like, the day that he did not show up to my surgery was the day that I changed all 3 of my numbers.
We're gonna get him out of here.
So, play with somebody fucking else, okay? And then, so he started, like, sending flowers, different things like that, sending things through my sister, through church and stuff and things like that. My sister was like, I was telling my sister, I was like, I don't like him, remember, like, we don't fuck with him. So then, okay, also I have a mole right here, so I just started doing that with, like, the mole a little bit. Cute. So for my sister's birthday dinner that year, we go to, like, Perry's or something like that. And it's like, and he's always at, like, the family birthday dinners, like, all the birthday dinners, he's there. Like, all my best friends' birthday dinners, like, he's there. Like, again, he's connected to, like, we're intertwined in the family. So we're at the, what's the name? Y'all, I'm gonna just blush. Also, I don't really use blush, you guys. I really use bronzer. So, like, I'm just, like, obsessed with bronzer. I don't think I really need this much, but, like, fuck it. So, and this is, like, my favorite blush brush. Like, this shit, I need to, like, image search this to find it again. Anyway, so we're at the dinner or whatever. Dinner passed by. We have a good time. It's like 7 of us. Both my sisters are there. My best friend is there. Their best friends are there. Like, we're at the table, 7 to 8 of us. And the waiter comes back. They're like, oh, the bill's been taken care of, right? Keep in mind, we're at, like, Perry's Steakhouse. Like, the bill was probably, like, $1,200. It was like, the bill's been taken care of. So we're looking around and stuff like that. Like, I had no clue. I was like, I don't know who this is, like, what it is or whatever like that. And then we're like, who's the bill been taken care of? We look back. I swear to y'all, it was like a movie. Like, we all look back because the waitress, she points, and we all look back like that. And there's old man right there. And he's, like, waving or whatever. And everybody's, like, so happy and cheerful. And at this point, 911. Because you're stalking me. Leave me the fuck alone. Because you stood on business, right? Oh, well, you apologized to me too late or for what I did. And now you're trying to, sir, please, cut it out. And I know I didn't say, like, oh, refund it, I'll pay for it, or we're going to pay for our own food. Like, I'm not stupid. So everybody's like, are you going to go talk to him? I'm like, no, I'm actually not going to talk to him. And I didn't. I literally did not talk to him that night. I got into my truck, the truck that he purchased, and I drove the fuck off. So, a little bit more time goes by, and he's, like, sending me, like, love letters in the mail, by the way, you guys. In the mail, because he's blocked any other way. I actually told the concierge at my apartments, don't accept anything from him. Like I told the apartment, don't accept anything from him. Everything was being returned to sender at this point. I'm not even like baccarat, everything. It was being returned to sender. Cause like again, I stand on business like a different. Like okay, yes, I'm gonna take the gifts and stuff like that. Like, but after a while, it was just like, oh, so you think the more you do, the more I'm gonna come back? That's not it. So he starts sending love letters and stuff like that, and different things, and like just being super apologetic or whatever. And finally, I get the amount that I'm supposed to pay for my surgery, and then the surgery house my surgery's in Columbia, and then the surgery house that I was gonna stay at or whatever, and I get the amount for that or whatever. And then I realized, so I'm getting the amount. I'm staying at this luxury recovery house. I don't know how much that was. Like, it was like $2,000-$3,000. It probably was more than that. I'm just throwing out numbers. My surgery was about, I want to say 8 bands. Now again, this could be the wrong numbers or whatever that I'm throwing out. Like it can be extremely accurate. So I'm starting calculating everything. I'm like, wow, that's why I had this man in my life. Not only that, he's a sweet guy. And one more text to my sister. He eventually ended up like getting in contact with my sister again, and he's like, oh, what do you think I need to do to get her back? And my sister knew my surgery was coming up, and she was like, oh, I'll probably give her like $20,000 for her surgery. And the rest is history. As you guys seen, not only did he give me money for my surgery and my recovery house and stuff like that, he actually took me shopping to go get the Chanel bag, and then afterwards, like we end up like we still was not technically together during that time. Hold on. Yeah, I'm drenching myself in this stuff. But anyway, so yeah, he ended up giving me all the money that I needed for the things that I needed, and we worked through it. And you know, every relationship has its ups and downs. And you know, I don't know how people are gonna feel in the comments, but I was highly upset that he did not come to my surgery. But also, I've never been like disrespectful to him and said like all the things that I said to him, and I was saying really nasty things. And I learned like, you know, sticks and words do hurt people, and I do think that he was hurt, and I do think that he didn't like the apology. He knew it wasn't sincere because I was still mad about like the scam thing or whatever. So he, you know, the first time in our relationship, the years that we were together, he stood on business. Because I'm telling you guys, I'm not, would it be a shocker to tell you I'm not easy to deal with? But yeah, so he came back, and he came back better, and he knew never to do that shit again. So, but I'm never afraid to leave. I've left so many people. I've left my ex-husband. I've left ex-sponsors, motherfuckers get left behind. I don't care. You don't play with me like that, all right? So, anyway, I am on Patreon, and I have showed examples of, like, how to be more stern and set boundaries and set your standards and stuff like that. And, like, I definitely think you guys should join Patreon. That's pretty much it for the story time. Like, we got back together, and he behaved. He knew how to fucking. So if y'all want some more story times like this, let me know or whatever. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I think my makeup is finished. If my makeup looks crazy, I'm like, does my makeup look crazy? How's my makeup look? I don't know. I honestly, you guys, like, I was just doing shit. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.